This week we take you to the peaceful village of Signal Hill to explore Angel's Villa. It's close to the capital of Scarborough, the Signal Hill Secondary School and the Red Cross Association. We have a packed show for you this week. I'm Davia Chambers and Let's Talk Tobago starts now. Tobago hosts Caribbean Beekeeping Congress, launch of Tobago Heritage Trails, and later International Literacy Day 2016. These stories and more when Let's Talk Tobago continues.
I was introduced to the marine environment by my biology teacher when I was 14 years old, and I decided to make it my passion. So I've been diving for almost 32 years. I decided, listen, this is the job for me. I also find great joy in introducing the kids to that environment because that's our future. I am Alvin Douglas. I'm a dive shop operator at the Store Bay Beach facility, and tourism is all a weeping.
Angel's Villa is owned by Carl and Angela Williams. After living abroad for 24 years, Angela wanted to return home and she decided to try her luck with property rentals. Boasting the theme Connecting the Caribbean Through Beekeeping, our lead story has details on a conference geared towards maintaining vibrant and productive colonies. Have a look at this story.
Beekeepers from Mauritius, Australia, and around the Caribbean, including Tobago, just to name a few, have descended on Tobago for the 8th Annual Caribbean Beekeeping Congress, where they are discussing topics to help maintain vibrant and productive colonies.
Beekeeping is serious business, and Caribbean beekeepers are serious about the business of beekeeping. As such, this Congress is designed to address several pressing issues, regional and national in scope. And we're going to do this through presentations and structured discussions.
The conference, which runs for 1 week, is themed Connecting the Caribbean Through Beekeeping. These little creatures are the crown jewels of pollinators. Without them, flowers won't be able to bear fruit. And of course, they are a healthy alternative to refined sugars and can be a valuable contributor to a healthy economy. That's why the Tobago House of Assembly threw its full support behind the event.
The division has placed great value on beekeeping in Tobago, where we have 28 active beekeepers and 41 apiary sites. We have extended considerable support to the beekeeping community through our incentive program, extension services, demonstration apiary, and site inspection.
It is hoped that the conference benefits all beekeepers in the Caribbean tremendously. According to Chief Secretary Orville London, honey can be one of the sweeteners of Tobago's economy.
We talk regionalism when we're together, but when we go back to our individual spaces, we tend to focus on those things, even we politicians, or maybe we politicians, that cause us to survive. And sometimes the things that cause us to survive are not necessarily the things that foster regionalism. And I'm urging all of us, politicians, non-politicians, decision makers, and the practitioners, to let this whole idea of regionalism and regional cooperation, which hopefully would be engendered during the next 4 days, that allow that to influence our activities and our actions after.
Participants will also partake in a queen-wearing course and an Africanized bee tour of Trinidad. I'm Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
This property was constructed in 2006 and comprises 1 apartment and 1 villa which can be rented separately. Now guests usually create their own activities, and if further assistance is needed, the owners live just next door. Now we literally change gear as the Sherburne Road junction is transformed. It has been a scary place for vehicular and foot traffic. Check out the much needed change in this story.
The traffic light at Chauvin Road has been commissioned. This means the intersection is no longer difficult to manipulate by neither pedestrian nor driver.
The reason for this installation of the traffic lights is to bring a measure of safety at this intersection, because we know that there have been a number of accidents, near misses, and even fatal ones.
It's a three-way traffic light with pedestrians in mind from nearby offices on Chauvin Road.
This intersection will also encompass pedestrian safety. There are two locations where pedestrians will be crossing to make sure that they cross from one point to the next as safe as possible. It will also increase mobility now, because there won't be too much delays at the intersections.
This project is one of many outlined by the Division of Infrastructure and Public Utilities to make road use safer.
We at the division recognize the urgent need for this solution, and we are very pleased this morning that we can be able to deliver to the people of Tobago, to the road users of Tobago, the drivers of Tobago, and the pedestrians, this new traffic signal. Of course, we want to urge all road users to obey the signals. The
installation of the traffic lights cost just over $1 million. I'm Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
The name of the property, Angel's Villa, was inspired by Angela and Carl Williams' first daughter. Having a property named after you is good, but having your own home is even better. The Division of Settlements and Labor had a public draw recently. Omodara Mills is here to bring us the exciting news.
From thousands of public housing applicants, this name was drawn via the computerized lottery system for the first alternative housing model unit built in Tobago. Arlene Edwards is a facility coordinator at Speyside. She feels elated that she's now closer than many to owning a home.
I've been renting, and I've just been praying that, one of these days I will have something of my own. And I actually had plans of trying to explore the option of next year of trying to buy some land and build somewhere, because, I really wanted my own. But now God answers prayers, and, the division has really assisted someone that I don't think they know how grateful I am.
The Division of Settlements and Labor built this 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom family home at a cost of $485,000. That's about $200,000 less than the houses traditionally built by the division.
The Department of Settlement face a task of providing quality houses for lower and middle income brackets. But in these times of economic hardship, our division had found an innovative way of meeting this mandate. This alternative housing model unit was developed and executed to create this vision. The feedback was extremely positive.
The house is located in Bonaccord and took 3 months to construct. The success of this model means a greater number of homes can be built as the division works to fulfill its mandate of providing safe and affordable housing for Tobagonians.
I think it's fantastic, and I think that research would probably show that there are a lot more persons like myself that really need the assistance, So I think it's a great initiative. I think that it should, continue, and I'm sure it will continue. And a lot of persons definitely will benefit from this.
The computerized draw was witnessed by THA and Housing Development Company HDC officials, along with 20 housing applicants. Before she gets a formal offer letter, Ms. Edwards will be evaluated to ensure she meets the requirements for public housing. I'm Omodara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Up next, a launch of Tobago Heritage Trails. Stay with us. Let's Talk Tobago will be right back. Welcome back. We're exploring Angel's Villa, and what keeps guests coming back is the peaceful atmosphere, serenity, view of the sea, and the gentleness of the cool breeze. Speaking of exploring, our next story is geared towards encouraging locals to preserve Tobago's history and tell the story of the island. Juliet James fills us in.
If you've ever wanted to know more about Tobago's history, the Tobago Heritage Trails are the perfect starting points. Whether you call Tobago home or you're one of the many who visit these shores every year, you can hop on one or both guided tours that take you around the Scarborough and various churches on the island. The trails will enhance Tobago's tourism product and encourage locals to tell the story of the island.
The purpose of the heritage training was in fact twofold: to introduce the experienced tour guides on the island and tour reps to a new concept, which is looking at Tobago trails, exploring the history and heritage of Tobago from a slightly different perspective.
The relics and sites on the trails will also inspire visitors to learn more about Tobago's past once the tour is over.
Most important to me is to increase popular knowledge about the history, about the value of the relics, to sensitize people about the importance of preservation. I don't think that in a large number of cases, people recognize the importance of our historical relics. We have lost a lot of them simply because people unknowingly destroy them.
During their training, the tour guides learned about the trails, historical facts, and leading the tours. They were also taught about the importance of preserving our communities.
I learned so much about the new trails that we have to offer to the world.
By coming to this course here, I got to understand a lot of history about churches, which I never knew, and where they strand from the Catholic to the Anglican. So it was very informative.
The Scarborough Trail is a comprehensive tour that covers the important and interesting sites, including the recently refurbished electricity plant and post boxes. The Church Trail includes the churches and cemeteries that are an integral part of Tobago's history. From the Division of Tourism and Transportation, I'm Juliet James reporting for Let's Talk Tobago.
Angel's Villa can accommodate a maximum of 20